Department. Approximately 250 CHP personnel are on scene. They're making active arrests as I speak, and they're towing vehicles as we speak, working with Caltrans and our law enforcement partners. And I'm welcome to take any questions.
Were you caught off guard?
I will say that we were not caught off guard. This was something that we were anticipating happening. We were here within a couple minutes, but they were planned. They worked together. They brought their vehicles to a stop on the freeway, and that got accomplished within seconds.
What kind of charges are the people facing?
That's something that we're going to have to work with the San Francisco District Attorney. We're going to look for the full array of charges that we can press, not only impacting traffic, impacting emergency vehicles, and not allowing people to have movement. And so we'll be looking at what those various charges are and working together to increase those charges based upon people working together to do this.
How many police officers total do you think are here?
I would estimate right now total police officers among the various agencies approximately 250.
What's your estimate of reopening the bridge?
So our goal is within 15 to 20 minutes to hopefully have one lane open. It could take up to 30 minutes, but as we work through the crowd, there's vehicles that are abandoned and vehicles that they took their keys and they tossed them into the bay. And so we have to tow those vehicles. We have no other choice. Ultimately, we don't want to open the lanes until it's safe to do so for all people. But as quickly as we can, we do want to get one lane at least open.
And for our viewers who are just tuning in and watching live right now, repeat how many people were arrested, how many vehicles you still have to remove.
So 50 people approximately have been arrested so far. 15 vehicles have been towed. Again, those keys were tossed into the bay, and that's that calculated movement of working together that they did. We could still have 5, 10, 15 more cars to tow. Each time we work our way through the next set of vehicles, we're finding abandoned cars and more protesters. We estimate another 25 to 50 arrests could be made today. Once all arrests are done, we will provide those final numbers to the press.
How far back are you having to go down the bridge to see if these vehicles are still?
So right now we're having to go hundreds and hundreds of yards past the initial scene where we're still finding protesters in vehicles. Okay. And that's what's really causing the major delay. If it had only been one set of vehicles and one set of protesters, we would have gotten out of here very quickly. But again, working together, this group stopped traffic in layers and is making it a process for us to get through.
But if you're going hundreds of yards away, how do you know the people that you're arresting hundreds of yards away are protesters?
So we've been videotaping and we've been watching individuals. And so anyone who is arrested, it will be because they were actively participating in the protest, that we had eyes on them, and that we've identified them as an active protester disrupting traffic.
Where did that video come from? Officers who were in the mix?
Yes, we come out here. We have a video that we take. We'll have to comb through that video to see if there's other vehicles that we missed, other individuals that we've missed. That will be part of the total investigation that we do.
Are the protesters fighting back, or is it civil disobedience where they're just being arrested and peacefully walking with you?
They have not actively combated against us, if that's what your question is. I don't necessarily call it a peaceful protest when you stop tens of thousands of people from being able to get to the hospital, being able to get to school, and being able to get to work. They also put themselves in a device called a sleeping dragon, which is where we have to get out tools to remove that, making it again more difficult for us to be able to make the arrest and to free up the scene and allow people to eventually get going on westbound 80.
I know that one of the lanes of the far right lane has been closed for much of the week as a security precaution for APEC. Did that closed off lane, open lane, facilitate any of the protesters' coordination in terms of slowing down and stopping?
That I don't know. I'm not sure. I couldn't give you an answer to that question.
Are tow trucks the problem to get here? Do you have enough, or is this hard to get through traffic?
We do have enough tow trucks, as you've seen, and I'm sure you have video. The tow trucks are actively taking vehicles, taking them off at Treasure Island, and then coming back and getting more vehicles.
So how many more arrests or how many more protesters do you think are still out there?
Right now, it would just be an estimate. We believe there could be upwards to 20 to 50, but that's just an estimate I'm providing right now.
And the abandoned cars?
That could be 5, 10 more. We're just not sure. It's you encounter a vehicle, no one's in it, there's no keys. We have a legal obligation to tow that vehicle. It's blocking the lanes.
And we know you had officers staging on the bridge,
yes,
blocking that one lane all morning long. How was this still able to happen knowing you had officers staged and ready to go?
You know, obviously we can't be everywhere all the time. Certainly if you would have had a CHP officer every 5 feet, but we can't be out here every minute of every second at every location. Our officers were here again. They were working in conjunction together. The officers we did have on the bridge, they got in front of them and they slowed them down, making again our job more difficult, impacting public safety and impacting people's lives. What these protesters have done again is unacceptable. It goes against what we need people to do. Again, you can protest. You have your First Amendment rights. Don't do it here on the bridge. Don't impact people's lives in emergency vehicles, people needing to get to the hospitals, work in schools. They're going to go to jail. Their vehicles are going to get towed, and we're going to press all the charges that we can working with the district attorney.
There was no way to prevent this from happening. You had the intelligence, you had the manpower, but if they had the determination, there was no way to prevent this from happening.
But that's a tough question to answer. We did everything we could to prevent it, and we will continue to do everything we can to prevent these type of events from happening. Single protesters, a small group, but hundreds working together in dozens of vehicles. They were on a mission to do what they did, and they were successful, and it was wrong.
A logistical question. You said you've had to go back hundreds of yards so far to check each row of cars to see which ones belong to protesters, which ones have been abandoned. Are you going to go all the way down to the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza? Is that the idea? And if so, how long is that going to take?
Yeah, we'll continue to work our way through until until we have no more abandoned vehicles and no more protesters. We have officers on the Oakland side near the toll plaza, motor officers, as you've seen. They're working their way up, and so we're going to do it safely. We're going to do it as quickly as we can, and as quickly as we can get the vehicles out of here, we will.
And again, just to clarify and reiterate, the way you're going to identify people who may have been part of the protest and may have versus someone just stuck in traffic is through video?
Well, I don't want to say just video. It's all of these officers we have on scene that we've put eyes on the individual protesters out of their vehicles, actively participating in the protest.
So if someone got out of their vehicle, that they could be subject to arrest?
No, I don't want to say that. I understand that people have been stuck here now going on 2+ hours, 3 hours if I'm looking at my clock right. And I understand that individuals get out of their cars, they look around to see what's happening. They're not going to be subject to arrest. It is when we are with 100% confidence that you are being arrested because you were out here breaking the law.
How can you assure that with 100% confidence?
Again, I know you just probably got here, and I apologize for that. It's because all of these officers that were on scene, putting eyes on the protesters, we gave a dispersal order that they were to leave the area. Those individuals that didn't leave, those individuals that continued to protest, are the ones going to jail.
Any chance to get the innocent bystanders to go around, reverse their car, or they're in it for the long run?
There's no way to reverse traffic on the Bay Bridge, unfortunately. The backup is massive, and we understand that. That's our goal, to get traffic moving as quickly as possible. I can take one more question.
Can you reiterate the estimated time of reopening for the far right lane and then for the entire bridge?
Yeah, our goal is in about, again, 15 to 30 minutes to hopefully have a lane open. I wish I could give you an estimate for all lanes, but please, people, avoid traveling on westbound 80 coming into San Francisco. Thank you very much.
Chief, your first name again.
Chief Ezri Beauchamp, Ezry Beauchamp.